Hello, everybody, and welcome into Mr. Cat Season 2, the best of the best when it comes to SEA Dota. Thank you so much for joining us here on moonducktv. Hopefully, you guys can all hear me okay. It's a bit of jerry-rig production going on last minute, but that's all right, of course. My name is Mott. Joining me today is, well, I can't say that you're the Mott to my Mott Pax anymore, Trent. I guess you're just Trent Pax now. What do we do?
I'm a changed man. Just Trent. Little old me.
Little old you.
I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to finally being back into SEA Dota. I feel like it's been so long since I've got to come with my brethren. I don't know what it is about SEA Dota. Something about it just fires me up every time. I think it's the fans.
Yeah.
I find they're the most hilarious ones in chat by far.
I mean, I've always liked SEA Dota. It's like going back to some of the old SEA squads. I've been following them for a while. I mean, just even like the Steam Trust guys. Obviously, it's nice to see Ice, Black, of course, in Faceless in the entire SEA region. So it's definitely a lot of fun to watch. It's very explosive a lot of the time, and I get to see a lot of it. Not many people like the hours to cast SEA Dota, I suppose, from America. Not only that, but just like going back to some of the bigger tournaments last year that I was at, like the Manila Major and how Fnatic performed there. There's always like cool stuff happening with some of these teams, and they're always I think considered the underdogs. Maybe Faceless less so now, as they're a team that's really done well. You got to give it to Faceless too. They just did DAC, the DAC SEA qualifiers. They crushed it.
They did crush it.
And they even beat Mineski not too long ago either. I think it was 3 days ago. I think it was when they played and they toured them, I'm pretty sure. So
that is correct.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah, that was, I guess, a different patch now, though, with some slight changes. They used Ember in both those games, and Darkseer as well. Both times they got him in combination, which is pretty nice, but Darkseer took some super heavy nerfs, as well as the fact that Mineski has a Nyx Assassin, so perhaps we'll still end up with a Ice Darkseer, but I wouldn't count on it, considering the nerfs as well as the fact that Nyx is here. But yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I love Crystal Maiden, one of my more favorite heroes to watch play. Solid one all around, and then that Arcane Ore with a Naga Siren is just disgusting, and really opens this up to be a support Naga too. There's really no reason not to do it.
It's interesting to see these opening too. It's been a while since I think I have casted Pro Dota, so it's just kind of crazy to see how things have changed. But you did mention 7.02 has come out recently. What do you think is going to be the new go-to hero now that things have changed a fair bit after? I mean, that was a pretty big patch. A lot of things changed, especially in talents and things of that nature. What do you think is the biggest change, both gameplay-wise, not necessarily the heroes, and also hero-wise?
I think Lone Druid's still super strong. I think we'll all have to be looking out for him. I don't know. For now, it's definitely not settled. There's a lot of things that are shifting and changing. We saw, I believe it was Complexity. I can't remember if it was first overall or just in the 2-3 pick, but they took Doom very early, just earlier last night, and I think they won that game with Seafreak playing him. Oh, actually, they lost that game because then they had the offlane Wind Ranger for Monkeys. But it looks surprisingly good. So, no, Doom is a hero that's shifting around right now. Wind Ranger herself is shifting a lot because of all her buffs. Darkseer, as we'd already mentioned once, he's gone down. Ember's gone down a little bit. I still think he's pretty strong. But without the combination of the Iron Shell, we'll see if Faceless are still looking towards it. But Lone Druid's still in the pool right now. And I think that hero is still ridiculous.
I'd be surprised if neither team wanted to both ban or grab him. I mean, like you mentioned, the hero is still very strong. I think the nerfs, a lot of people have been complaining that it's just not enough for that hero as it is right now. But we'll see how things turn out.
Also, no Meepo bans.
Yeah.
It's surprising. Just a very strong hero. I feel like most teams should be at the point where they're ready to have that guy come out. So we'll see. Maybe none of these teams are really that interested in playing him. Not something that Faceless has been doing too much recently.
You think there's just too many heroes that these teams want to ban, especially if they know the other team what they like to pick? It's like certain picks that they might be interested in more so than others. Just there's a lot of heroes now. I mean, like you go through the entire history of Dota, and back in the day, there's just less heroes to deal with. Now you have so many to think about, and there's so many strong heroes. I think balance-wise, Dota's in a very good position, like it has been in the past couple months, even going back to TI and things like that. So there's a lot of heroes that you have to think about and you have to deal with. And Enigma is the last ban in the second phase for Mineski, so some interesting heroes left open for sure.
Yeah, the Invoker, I think, is probably the strongest one left here for Faceless, if I'm considering it right now. They play it pretty well. They already have the Naga to help set up. Very long stun. Like if you combo that with the Crystal Main too, it's like guaranteed stun strikes relatively simply there. So that would give Jabs a good old time.
I think it's been a long time since Faceless has picked Darkseer that I can tell anyway. It hasn't been any time recent. Interesting. Seeing they pick all the time. I mean, there's certainly some heroes that they can grab, but it's just interesting. There's a lot of AM obviously for Black. A lot of Ember coming out for Jab, so there's definitely some interesting picks coming out here for Faceless. Meanwhile, Mineski go for the next Assassin and the Rubik, which is a pretty interesting combination to start things off. See what they go for here.
Standard stuff so far. So our Slider is gone. We still have our Life Stealer. We still have our Juggernaut. If they want to consider some of the more popular position 1 heroes, if you're Mineski right now, you have to be thinking if this could be a core Naga. That's the really frustrating thing about having these heroes that are so versatile during the drafting phase, and that's one of the biggest reasons Slider rose to prominence in that whole 4-3 role.
Yeah.
But Naga Siren's even scarier because it's like, okay, we have to commit our whole draft. We have no choice. We have to be prepared for Naga Siren, and then the 5th pick comes out and they just pick Jug, and they have this like, so you went for this all like counter split push garbage shit, and then they just pick a Juggernaut, throw it support Naga, and they run you down. Like the hero's so strong during the draft because of that.
Well, they go for the Ogre 3rd, which is interesting. Doesn't that make it more, I guess, standard?
Pretty much secures it as being a position 1.
Not much. You're looking at this draft and you think, okay, well, now we're safe. We don't have to necessarily throw our entire game plan at a Naga Siren. We can start drafting how we want to draft. You still have to deal with the Naga and her getting levels, her having Song of the Siren. Maybe eventually she could turn into a core, but for now, you're more worried about, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. You do have to actually figure out what you need to do against this Naga Siren. How to play against.
And we know in the past, Newbie were one of the teams that were running it for KP. They would do this really cool like aggro tri-lane and then give Naga the solo safe lane farm. And it would be like the off-lane hero would play that while they went aggro with their core. And then you still get this like Radiance Naga out of the position 3 role. I don't know if Faceless have been looking that. I mean, that was a long time ago. That was like 7 or 8 months ago. I don't know. Time flies in the world of Dota, but
it really does.
Even any sort of like an aggro lane could be very beneficial for them too. Just like Crystal Maiden, Ogre, ready to fight. Naga Siren's fine going aggro too.
How do you feel about this Weaver pickup for Mineski? I think Weaver's in a very good position.
Yep, he's probably the best position 1 right now.
He's a lot of fun to play. He just does. The amount of damage he can pump out, the survivability they had is just through being very slippery. I mean, it's very tough to bring him down. You do have plenty of lockdown though with an Ogre and a Crystal Maiden and even a Naga if you get there. So it's something that you have to be concerned with, and I like the trio they have right now. Weaver, they have good lockdown with an Assassin and a Rubik, plenty of damage. Meanwhile, Faces go for Shadow Fiend, so they have a lot of split push. They have a lot of wave clear and a lot of right click damage if they can get to that point later on down the road. We'll see where they decide to line everything up here for Faces as well as for Mineski.
10 seconds remaining.
Now, the last time these teams faced off against each other, we already said Faces did win at 2-0. In one of those games, they did go for a Weaver plus a Tinker combination. And they had an offlane Tide. So this Abaddon will be kind of like filling in some of that sustainability that you get from like an offlane Tide. Probably just give you position 4 Abaddon, and then we'll have the next Assassin be the 3. But even from the 4, you can still offer a decent amount of sustainability. Plus, we all know how sick Weaver Abaddon was. This was like 2 or 3 years ago. This is like when I first started playing Dota.
It's like Treant Weaver. It's like this sort of same combination, right? You just have the Weaver just go hard. You have some sort of protective with the Aphotic Shield going in.
That's a fun one.
It is a good combination. It works well with these heroes. The thing is also, I don't get to see a lot of Abaddon being played. Interestingly, I feel like there's like one team that always plays. There's always one team that plays Abaddon, and you know who it is, man. And he plays it every game in the offlane. You got to give credit to Mike because he just sticks with the heroes he likes. I could say a number of things about that, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, I think Complexity and Onyx picked it as well during that series, like once from each team too. So still going strong in NA, thanks to Yairobi DC.
I mean, it makes it feels like an NA/SEA staple. Like, I guess there's a lot of Run At You Dota now all over the world, but in NA especially, like it just feels like a staple, and you always see it. But anyway, you have Mineski picking up here, and we'll see what these last bands are going to be. Outworld Devour for Faceless. Yeah, the Lone Druid hasn't been touched, which I feel like I should be more surprised about, but I'm not. So, I don't know, man. There's some interesting picks that are still there. And the Invoker, like you talked about, too. Not that they're going to pick that now, like considering they have Shadow Fiend and Naga Siren for Faceless, but it's still interesting. There's a lot of these good heroes left in the pool.
Yeah, it's a pretty good band there, too. The Underlord. We don't have to worry about him. He got a heavy nerf too, man. His level 1 is actually garbage now. The way attribute aura scales now is just so much worse for the first like 3 levels or so until you can at least get to maybe level 3, level 4, and you can be like Firestorm as well as a couple points into the attribute aura.
I was talking to Andrew last night. We were looking at the bans for EM mode. It's really interesting actually that I think Underlord is in there, and we were both kind of scratching our heads like, why Underlord? I mean, we understand Monkey King, right? The hero is considered broken or was considered broken for a long time, and people don't want to. People hate playing against it, let alone I guess watching it in competitive Dota.
But the pros, it would have been so fun.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. Listen, I didn't ban it when I voted. I banned all the heroes that are in the top 5 currently have bans like Lone Druid and Slardar and like Luna. I banned all those. Like that's fine.
Ooh.
But well, we'll see
That's
how.
nice.
Yeah, this is an interesting pickup. Ember Spirit along with the Abaddon. You have a lot of damage. Good lockdown. Yeah. So
on Faceless. So like I think. Because Faceless, the obvious pick to me, at least that you want to be looking at, is that Clockwork, because you have the Shadow Fiend, but then it doesn't work nearly as well when it's an offlane Clockwork, and it's harder to get it going together, and then Clock wouldn't have the good lockdown for Weaver Ember anyway, so...
This will help with Duel. I'm interested to see how this works out. I like Legion a lot. I really do. I think they have really good damage as well if they can get Shadow Fiend and knock it going.
The other thing is they have great heroes against the Duel. Like they have Abaddon Shield.
Yeah, that's true. Nyx
Rubik Telekinesis.
Yeah,
Nyx.
Exactly. It's very difficult for Legion. Like, if you find a solo pick off, it's easy. But again, it's going to be a lot of, okay, well, who can we get? Where can we get them type of thing for Faceless. Looking at the draft, I mean, I'm going to ask you the question that I always ask you. How do you feel about the draft for both teams as we get into the game?
I like Mineski's. I think Faceless have a good strat in the sense that if they get ahead, they can snowball pretty fiercely. Like Shadow Fiend's gonna have some Arcane Auras going in the mid lane, so maybe we'll see a surprising Shadow Fiend kill or like something like that where you just spam raises and keep the Ember Spirit away from you, and maybe that'll be fine. The snowball could definitely roll for Faceless, but overall, I actually favor Mineski's. I would rather be playing with that draft. I think that it hits some nice timings. Might be able to beat out this Radiance.
And
Will the Ice playing it too.
I just realized, and I was freaking out for a second that my mic was on, and then I realized what ticket we were on. Or my mic wasn't on. I was freaking out about what ticket we were on. I was like, oh, we're fine. Everything's changed now. We're good to go. We're into the game. Like I said, guys, there's been a little bit of last minute production stuff that I've had to do and get going. We're kind of like all over the place at the house, just getting ready for different tournaments that we're doing this week. So. Oh boy, yes, the Shadow Fiend taunt. That's exactly what I wanted to see. The first thing in the morning when I wake up at 4 a.m. Thanks, Jabs.
I mean, I think that's what you need, honestly.
Yeah,
it's going.
It's a good wake-up call. Mineski smoked up. They're sitting around their shrine, heading down towards the enemy jungle. Ninja Boogie's front. He actually has to start off a Windlace. Jules has a Sentry, no wards. They put one down in a pretty standard spot towards that rune spot. Discord problems. Yes, voice chat issues. Right, first thing as the game starts. I'm excited, Trent. I'm excited. This is going to be like we not only have these two, I guess you could call them 2-game series. We also have a 1 best-of-3 for elimination mode to kick things off as well. First thing in the morning. It's very quiet here in the Moonducktv for you guys that don't know. In America, it is currently 4 a.m. Mountain Time where we live at the Moonducktv in Colorado. I think it's a bit later for you. It's probably about 7:30.
Yeah, it's like 7:20.
Yeah.
Although I went to sleep about 12 hours ago, and I was gonna try and sleep all the way. I went to bed like 7 p.m. on a Friday night, guys. The crazy life of a caster.
Yeah, that's.
I
should have done that. I will say this. I was contemplating staying up all night, and I'm glad I didn't.
That would have been a bad idea.
It's always a bad. Whenever I do it, it's always a bad idea. But I do it anyways for some reason. But I was planning on going to bed. Slacks comes over because we are starting elimination mode so early tomorrow. He comes over, and I'm sitting and I'm like watching a show or something on my computer, and he just sits down next to me, and I have my headphones on, which are pretty soundproof, and he puts his hand on my shoulder, and I freak out. I jump so high, and he's just laughing the entire time. I'm like, you're a real piece of work, you know that? I was planning on going to bed, had to play a Dota game. Here we are, 3 hours of sleep, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm excited to see what happens here with these two.
This is the most obnoxious thing. It's one of my favorite parts about Rubik right now is stealing bounty runes. You can basically guarantee the person you hate, like who you don't want to get the bounty rune, won't get it because telekinesis is just so strong.
Yeah, it's really good.
And they're just gonna fully zone them out and should get 3. I don't know. I'm gonna try a Nyx stun probably up top here to guarantee himself this rune as well.
Yeah, he should get it. We'll see how this goes. He's gonna. Yep. They picked up 3. Jabs gets the only one for Faceless, which is not that surprising. So they already have a little bit of advantage going their way. They're doing what seems to be an aggressive tri-lane here. Miracle Jewels as well as Ninja Boogie. And then, of course, mid lane, I have the Ember Spirit top lane. It's going to be RR on the Nyx Assassin. So, shaping up to be try versus try down bottom, which is going to be, hopefully, pretty action-packed to start things off.
Right. So this is what we're talking about though. So it's similar to that whole thing that Newbie used to do with the Naga Siren in an off-lane role with this hero, but this is where they see the Weaver and the Abaddon. They pretty much 100% know Mineski is going to come aggro with that. So they're going to come down probably into the Naga Siren's lane, be very annoying, difficult to deal with to save a Weaver. So instead of putting this Legion Commander 1v1 against a Nyx Assassin, just give him the Naga. Like that early armor. She starts out with 8 right now, doesn't even have the Poor Man's Shield yet. And yeah, he's already got it queued up too. Just there's nothing RR can do in this lane. You get bullied so hard by this Naga.
Not a whole lot. Maybe get some CS here and there. Down bottom, they did block the pole camp. Of course, you have that Sentry Ward. So making sure that you just don't get really anything out of this lane down bottom for the Radiant Faceless. And it's really tough to go on them. I mean, Black can try to get some CS here. He has the Overwhelming Eyes level 1, but for now, I don't really know what they can do in this tri lane.
He's doing pretty well with assets, though. Like, honestly, he only really needs experience to try and get 6. Every bit of gold is going to be handy, but all that's really going to matter is he gets to 6, and they make some action happen from there. Nuts gets a great pull-off, considering there's 2 supports nearby.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I was going to say, what do the supports do? But they're going to go for this. They're going to use the telekinesis first and foremost. They're going to go to work. Got the overwhelming odds for now. Miracle's going to chase, and they will get the kill with the first blood. Fade Bolt coming out. Ninja Boogie taking a lot of damage. We'll get right-click down, so they'll trade 1 for 1. Black will pick up that kill on Ninja Boogie. Ninja Boogie does get the first blood, though, on XY. Black now in trouble. Miracle's coming back. He should have his Kuchi ready to go, and he does if he wants to use it, but it might not chase for it. Looks like Black will just salve up, and now the supports are back in to help him out.
Good start here for the Dire. They get the first blood, so favorable trade for them. And but the kill actually went to the Rubik did it. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in that case, Faceless getting on the core might be a little more beneficial, but kind of what we're expecting. Lots of action down bottom, and not too much can happen in the other lanes.
And
It'd just be some pretty chill stuff here mid. Maybe Jabs will get a cool kill once the Arcane Aura is up. We'll have to see. That is one thing about Nuts, though. This is really bad for Crystal Main. 2.5 minutes in and not even level 2. This bounty we're gonna take him over, though.
Yes, get Arcane Aura. You can't really, like, head off and Frostbite creeps. Duel's down bottom. Knight's going to go. A Photic Shield will break, but he'll stay alive. He has 4 stick charges as well. Now Miracle's left alone in this lane for a bit as Ninja Boogie's rotating back. And he has an Arcane Rune, which is always nice. Boots up for him because he did get the first blood. So, I guess it's pretty even to this mid lane. Jabs is getting up some nice Necromastery stacks, though, so he could start doing some heavy damage. And like you mentioned, with Arcane Aura up now, he has raises to work with. So,
much happier, Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. It looks kind of, I dare say even right now because that first blood did go to Ninja Boogie and not to Miracle. But rotation mid from Ninja Boogie. Or it should have scouted this out. It did, so. Jabs is backing up. He should make it away in time. Nope, there's the lift.
Windlace, though.
Yeah. Have the Searing Chains ready. They're holding it for now. They're going to pop it. Nuts will come in, use the Frostbite. Can't save the Shadow Fiend, so he saw that rotation coming, and he didn't back up quick enough. I mean, he has that ward there. Interesting.
I bet it was just the fact that he's boots and windlace. He's so fast.
Yeah,
like,
he's very quick.
He's probably just playing a little bit greedy on the Shadow Fiend, just assuming he'd have time.
Because you don't expect him to have boots this early. I mean, that first blood certainly helps him cover some ground. Meanwhile, while this is all happening, the Naga Siren, it's doing exactly what we thought she would do. She has 20 last hits top lane. So
yeah, she's killing it. Good job by RR here, though. He's doing pretty decent. I mean, what, 5 denies? Not the worst here from Ice. I want to make that 6. That was pretty cute. It's the illusion deny. But
got him. Oh, those illusions. Yes, 10 gold.
Yeah,
you're rich.
I'm looking forward to some more Ice plays today. I wonder if we'll get a Brood. There's definitely the potential now with the changes. That always used to be one of his more clutch heroes that they'd whip out.
Yeah. So many interesting heroes in Dota now. Now, looks like the Ember Spirit, Fire Blast, Frostbite as well. They stack their stuns, but they should be able to get the kill. He's not level 6. Mist Coil comes out. He uses the Fairy Fire as well. Might stay alive and will. Jules comes in the perfect time with a TP. He used the level 1 Mist Coil, the Aphotic Shield as well, and they stack their stuns. They Fire Blasted at the same time they Frostbite. That's, they might not have been able to get the kill regardless, but pretty close.
Didn't you flame WG that day for
like NA Dota all of a sudden.
Well, they keep DC. This is hilarious, actually. Excellent. I have to get my stopwatch out here if there's any more DCs, guys.
Yeah.
Make me admin up in this bitch. I'll do it.
Merciless admin.
Yeah.
Telekinesis
the best
bottom.
was when Purge used to do it, man. That was the shit. I think
Black.
he's fine.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
He's very tanky on that hero. Don't have enough disables. As
out.
soon as that lift comes, you're ready to go. So, Shadow Fiend back mid. Going to work. This Ember Spirit has to be careful, taking a fair bit of damage. No bottle. I think that's it flying out. Yeah, bottle as well as the raindrops coming up for jabs. Meanwhile, I think there should be a bottle coming up. Well, in fact, it is with a wand on top of that. So, getting their bottles up. Still early in this game for now. When do you just leave this land as the next assassin and start roaming? I mean, as soon as he starts roaming, you have to imagine that Nagasara just calls missing instantly. So
yeah, I would guess Abaddon will probably come and take his place because he can't really offer anything on a gank train. Weaver's fine right now for the moment, and he can come and like try and hold the tower versus the Naga perhaps. Shouldn't be able to go down or anything. We'll see. Currently, he's sitting on just scroll and stick. But until he does leave, then that's very nice for Faceless. They don't have to worry about any of his rotations coming to the mid lane.
right.
It is going to be super obvious whenever he goes, though, but I would think he'll probably want to do it soon. The other thing is they could just take Miracle up top and put him up there, and then it'll be less obvious as to what the Nyx is up to.
Right. I will say that this right now is that Mineski does have a small net worth advantage. That can dissipate very quickly, but
I think
seems to be
they
going
played
pretty well for
great
them.
this game.
Yeah.
Very impressed by Mineski so far. I think their lanes were the right call. The fact that they're pressuring in on this early pick on the Crystal Maiden, like, you know that all she wants to do is go in jungle. And if she doesn't have that opportunity, the hero's so much weaker. Like, she wants to be, like, level 6 right now and have numerous points up into the Crystal Nova, as well as maybe even another one in the Aura, too.
This Ninja Boogie is positioned very far behind the tower. He walked into the creep wave. I don't think he wanted to do that. They missed the bugs as well. The Swarm Miracle is going to go toe-to-toe with XY. Then he just kind of uses the vision to make sure he doesn't get fire blasted. So that was a bit awkward. Meanwhile, mid, Crystal Nova's going to go. He doesn't have Activate Fire Remnant up. There's TP's raised. He needs one more auto attack. He will finally get that Fire Remnant off and go to work. So, but it doesn't matter. Jab's able to turn around and get the kill. Not able to juke enough. And he gets the double with a double raise. Now he's going for jewels. He uses the Aphotic. He should be fine. So they feed away 2 kills, unfortunately, and Jabs is now feeling very, very good.
I believe you might have said this could turn around rather quickly. I think it just did. Immediate ulti here from the Nyx Assassin, but RR is not going to make it here in time. Ooh, oh, Jabs? Arcane? No, I thought maybe he'd get greedy with the Arcane Aura.
He's
just
not that greedy. Yeah, he backs up there. Well, I think also they know that the Nyx Assassin's not top lane anymore, so they're like, you need to go home now. You can see the CM is sitting very close to the tower in this tier 1, so...
So the goal now then is whenever you have these aggro tries, you want the offlaner. Like, so if you went aggro with your core, you want your position 3 to rotate down, try and get 1 kill with the offlaner, and then they either take over this area, and then your position, like basically your position 1 wants to rotate back up top, but they want the kill first. And so he's down here for this now, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Even on the Ogre, it's not going to be easy.
They get this kill, raise. Tower hit, it's not enough. He bottles up and he stays alive. The Ember Spirit will make it away and grab the Arcane Rune in time. He dove Jabs.
Get the hell away.
Yeah, Jabs like, I will take that. Sorry, buddy. That's not yours. You can't fight me for that. So, I mean, you saw what happened bottom lane, though. They rotated the Nyx Assassin, and you saw Black as well as XY just head under the tower and like, no, we're not doing this right now. However, RR is thinking about coming back in again. His Vendetta is back up, ready to go. He's going to pop it instantly. Meanwhile, Ninja Boogie is rotated up top. The Courier is going to stay alive. Now, time-lapse. Miracle uses his time-lapse. Black and XY still sitting fairly close to the tower. TP should be ready for Faceless if they need them. RR looking for that Vendetta hit. Sentry, he didn't walk in range of it.
Brutal. All right, maybe they'll get it.
They're going to lose their tower. All right, they might fight here. There's the Vendetta. They get the Impale off. Looks like XY, he does get buff to get out of this. Rest of the attack's going to save him for now. And they lose the tower top. Yes, they deny it. Uh-oh, Ninja Boogie might be dead. They have a Aphotic Shield. They don't have it, nor do they have the mana for it. However, can't chase him down as the telekinesis is used. Now Black going in. There's going to be Spike Carapace followed by the Impale. Black taking some damage. Still very tanky. Frostbite comes out. Do they have the vision? They don't. There's the press the attack. They drop the Sentry, but it's too late. Maybe they can get there. They will get the duel off now as well. RR coming back in. Impale in 3 seconds, but no mana for it. Fire Blast. They should get this kill. He sticks up and his Shikuji's away. He makes it out in time. The Impale to turn this. They want the kill on Black. They're going to get it in Miracle now. There's going to be the freezing field. Miracle just gets his way out so low for him and both RR as well. RR will drop. Miracle's stuck in the true line. Hashikuchi wants XY. Ignite will go. He'll disjoint it. Now they jump in with the Ember Spirit. The Fire Remnant coming through, and Nuts might be dead. Miracle gets himself a double kill with the Swarm. I can't believe he lived that time. That stick charge was insane.
I can't believe how close he came back to the freezing field to throw those right clicks on the Ogre. It's like
he lives life on the edge. Are you kidding? What?
They needed that fight.
I
so
was
bad,
sure
too.
that duel was going to kill him. I was positive of it.
Yeah.
That
You know
stick
what's
charge.
brutal is that he should have died during that duel. Well, he would have died had Nuts gone for the second point in either Crystal Nova or Frostbite. But he went for the third point, the Arcane Aura, which definitely, I don't know, I kind of call it the greedier Crystal Maiden build, because whenever I play her, I do love going that build, because I feel like I'm helping my team more, and I just want to be jungling with Frostbite anyway, so I don't need to scale it, but so close. Any of the other skill points would have resulted in the kill, and then... although he did hit 6 right after that, because he was 5 when the duel first happened. He was able to at least get one more kill, but...
I will say it's all well and good for them to get those kills. They still are missing out on bringing this Naga Siren as well as this Shadow Fiend down. They both have the top of the net worth. There is an upside to this. There is an upside to this for Faceless, if albeit a small one. I guess it's not that small considering who the heroes they're on, but
it's a nice play here. Duel's ready again.
Try to go for it. Stun comes out. Dust goes as well. Here comes the duel. They'll pop it. This should absolutely be a kill. Jules is like, I can try to say, oh, I guess not. Maybe I'm dead too. That's Jabs getting a killing spree, and now they'll transition this into a push. So as soon as they miss out on that kill, they turn it around, and they'll probably get a tier 1 tower out of this as well.
Wow. Pretty impressive to get that out of a Fire Blast initiation.
Yeah.
But enough time there, so very well done. Pressure onto this tower.
I can't express how much I feel like this Weaver needs a Lincoln Sphere this game. I think he's really trying to... He has the perseverance to try things out now, so...
Yeah, it's going to be a hard game for Miracle.
Where do you go from here? I mean, the Ember Spirit's died a few times. He's coming to turn it around. Miracle's been doing rather well, but again, it's a lot of that Naga Siren core, that Shadow Fiend core. They're trying to get top lane. Song of the Siren is ready. Gucci, yeah, he songs prematurely, and that definitely probably saved his life. So he's gonna get out of dodge. He'll be fine. See if a fight happens bottom.
Oh, did he Vendetta under that ward? Is that what that was? Or?
I think he might have, yeah.
Oh wait, that's a dire ward. Well, I don't know. That was just god tier reads, I guess.
Well, what happened was they Shikuchi before. As soon as the Shikuchi came out, he songed. I think he knew the Nyx was missing. Gab's sort of anticipating the positioning of the Ember Spirit.
Ninja Boogie. Way in behind here.
Yeah, this is...
This would be a great fight for them. Thinking I'm going with the Ember Spirit. We'll see, though. I know the Veil... It's so tempting to fight this with Veil.
Oh, he's thinking about
but
it.
You triple Remnant.
The sentries dropped, and they have so many sentries for detection if they need it.
Oh, Ninja Boogie? Oh, he's still dead.
He's done. See you later.
Oh, no.
Frostbite?
No,
where's the... Gabs? Oh, Frostbite stolen. Now here comes the Requiem. Goes out. Does some nice damage to all three. RR coming in. Spike Carapace goes. Impaled. That'll be up onto Blacks. Meanwhile, the Ember Spirit should have Activate Fire Remnant. He doesn't have Remnant up, though, so he can't use it. Instead of actually just commit to this fight. Meanwhile, RR comes in. Miracle's here as well. They should get this kill, I believe, on the CM. She'll fall. Hayes is coming out. Impaled. Not hitting. Turn this around. Fire Blast. It'll be onto Jules. Doesn't have his bar time. He's so close to 6. He should get it with 1 CS. 1, of course, group dying. Still on the hunt. Ember Spirit looking for something. Hearing chains, press the attack, Fire Blast, XY, sort of blocked into the tree line now. They're trying to fight him. Overwhelming odds doing some nice damage as well. This is the room. They have to just back away. They're taking a lot of tower damage. The duel comes out. They finally will get Miracle. Now the Ember Spirit's getting low as well. The Fire Blast, the multicast coming through, and Jules will fall as well. They lose 3. They're tied to the tower. They're losing everything. And Nuts now looking for the Frostbite into RR, who's in the trailer. The TP will try to get him out of there, and he might be able to get through. Nuts could get the Frostbite cast off in time. And so that'll be that. Jeez.
Bloodbath, man. I tell you, Raindrops have been doing mad work so far this game. Like, Nuts, that whole initiation starting out there when they first went on the Rubik, and then the double Remnant came in. I think he was still shy when it all started. He just goes right on Crystal Maiden, and the Raindrop just negates so much of that damage. Just instantaneously, and allows him to get off the ultimate, and then force them more disables. There was a good press the attack there, too, from Black to keep the fight going. Now Black right into that armlet as well. All the meanwhile, ice.
Like he wasn't even there. His relic is done if he wants it. He doesn't really have room. I mean, he just buy it and put it in your backpack. Do something with it. I don't know. He's just saving his money, I suppose. But yeah, he's in a pretty good position. Gonna keep farming, keep split pushing. I mean, his net worth is very high compared to that of the Ember Spirit and that of the Weaver. So this is This has become a very difficult game, especially after that fight for Mineski. They are going to smoke up. They have an Invis room, rather, for Ember Spirit. They're going to maybe try to set something up here, but Ninja Boogie's going to come in. We'll see if they can do anything. He's so low. Siri changed. They drop the veil. The song will go. They really want to use it as quickly as possible. They'll try to TP out. He should be able to get out as possible. Looks like he will be able to make it away. Fire Blast. They killed Ninja Boogie. He was super low in HP. Jabs comes in. Auto attacks him once he's dead. And now Ember Spirit has to use his Fire Remnant towards the Ancients to get out. RR is going to cover his retreat with Vendetta. They won't chase him down. So, not going well for Mineski. That was not the best. Duel, though, they will get a kill. Again, Miracle will fall. So, again, not only that, they lose the Weaver as well. Are looking for Jabs, Vendetta, Impale. They'll find this kill, and they desperately need it. That's a make-and-kill streak gone, going to the Ember Spirit. Yeah,
so Bimbo, a.k.a. Raging Potato, a.k.a. the Ember Spirit dude with Bat. This guy always changes his names. What a card. But, yeah, he needs that Blink Dagger. Maybe that'll be enough for him to actually turn around some of these duels and whatnot and get them back in the game. Currently, they're still super struggling. I'm not even sure, just... Ugh, I don't know. It's going to be a very difficult game for them to this Naga Siren. Like, the window for them to win is shrinking fast because of how much farm has been handed over to Ice this game. It's just, he's on his way to bots, man. Like,
they are down 7,500 net worth, roughly thereabouts, so...
Power and Naga, dude. This hero is just so frustrating.
Yeah. They didn't get enough out of that tri lane. I don't know. The early rotations with R, they didn't really find anything. They had one good team fight, which Miracle turned around basically of Zone Accord using his wand, among other things. And now they just have to deal with the Illusion Spam and Radiance Burn, which is not going to be an easy thing to deal with. Not only that, but Jabs is pretty farmed too. I mean, he's not that far behind the Naga Siren. He's got a Shadow Blade already, and he's building into a Dragon Lance next. So that's not great. Not great.
No, that's pretty good.
And even Black, he has his armlet ready to go. He's building into Blink Dagger. He's pretty close to it. 1,600 gold in the bank. He's it's
We're
interesting.
still like 1,000 gold away from Lincoln's for Miracle too.
Yeah, and like I said, he needs that pretty badly. He is enough for his ultimate orb, but again, it's going to be another 1,000 before he has that recipe ready to go. No boots for Miracle on the Weaver. Not that surprising. Ember Spirit. Bimbo, he has the Veil. He has bots now, which is great. He's got some extra mobility. Pushing the creep waves out. But where do you go from here? How do you deal with an Naga Siren? I mean, you're not doing that well in getting kills. I mean, they don't really have that much damage either. Soon enough, the Song of the Siren is going to be level 2, and in fact it is. I don't know where you go from here as Mineski. Maybe try to get some Vendetta ganks going, but there's a lot of detection.
That's pretty much all you can do. They have the Midas as well, at least for the Nyx, so his game's going fairly well for RR. I mean, you can see how farmed he is compared to his own Ember Spirit, so... perhaps your best hope is that Faceless get a little bit too aggressive going for these Blink duels. Like right now, Black, he's going to go for the Blink reveal. It's going to be on Ninja Boogie, but it's all damage.
Oh, he might not get him.
Good
telekinesis. I mean, they could just still auto-attack it, but actually the telekinesis stud saves his life. He's turning around. Now they jump in and Pale. Full Fadebolt comes out as well. Jabs is in trouble. He's going to turn around. He really wants Ninja Boogie. He wants the auto-attack the Raids. It's not enough damage for the Aphotic Shield. The Requiem, it doesn't kill him either. It was at like 7 HP. The Requiem does not bring him down. That was a little too aggressive. You mentioned it. You're absolutely right.
That's what they need. They need that so bad. And
they're going to turn it into more. Black's going to get Vendetta. Impale whiffs. He just misses. Blinks up, trying to block his way through, but here comes Bimbo, the Ember Spirit, jumping into Sergates onto two. The Veil's there, Remnant, hitting him and doing some damage. The CM will fall. And now here comes the Ignite. Dodged, I believe, by that, but the sleep comes through. Ice is rotated up. Drops the song so they don't lose any more, but they lose two, and they're probably going to lose this tower here, although it is at full HP. It is the tier 1 in that safe lane.
They goofed. They did it. They tried to go for that Blink duel. They messed it up. And it goes from being more damage onto your Legion and possibly even a tower if you could fully set up to a big turnaround, though.
Yeah.
Not able to set up anything else bottom, at least.
Yeah, that's the good thing. And it also stops Ice from farming wherever he was farming and having to come down and use his song defensively for his team so they can get out of a bad situation. So that's another, I guess, approach you can look at it from Mineski. So they're staying in the game. They definitely still have a lot of work to do here, Trent. But I think if they can continue to do that, if they can get a couple of kills like that, they can maybe break this game wide open. It's easier said than done, though, with the heroes, again, that are in this game.
Yeah. They have a little bit of a, I don't know, I guess like a difference of goals in some ways for Faceless, because Ice just wants to, do what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's got his Boots of Travel up now. He's working in towards his Manta. It's not going to be too far away at all. He already has a Blade of Alacrity. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, there we go. So,
This'll come in handy.
well on his way towards his Yasha and Manta. For a second, I thought they were too queued up for some reason, but he's all good. There's no early diffusals or anything coming out this game, but it's like he just wants to do his thing, whereas Black just wants duels. He's like hunting for this stuff.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point.
So
It definitely is a difference in philosophies.
Yeah, they kind of need, if Black goofs on another duel and goes too deep, then that's the best hope for Mineski. But if they just play it patient, I would still see so many problems for Mineski this game.
I feel like Jabs is sort of he's kind of an in-between between both of those approaches. He wants kills, but he's not opposed to farming either at this point. Not opposed to splitting up the map. It looks like he's more intent of fighting now. This is going to be a big collision. Jules will walk up first. Fire Blast will go. It's going to go right on top of Ninja Boogie. Searing Chains. And this CM is dead instantly. She has no HP. Jabs, press the attack. They're looking for more damage. Searing Chains should be up momentarily as well as the Impale. But no, the song will come out. They're going to reset this
what
fight.
Does Black do?
Do you leave? Do you go for this? Black wants to stay. They're clearly like, let's fight. Let's get this kill. They get the kill on Ninja Boogie, but now, Ice in trouble. The Impale comes out. They have to bring him down, and he will fall. Jabs looking for the Requiem. Will do some nice damage, but Jules, he's got the borrowed time up and ready. Here comes Bimbo, the Ember Spirit, looking to turn this around. Now Miracle, they're going to get it off. Can they get this kill? Jabs turns around. He gets RR at least. Still auto-attacking, but Bimbo comes in. The duel comes out. Black trying to turn this around. The Aphotic Shield, the Mist Coil. He might stay alive, but not for long. He will finally get dropped down. Overwhelming God's going to work. Now looking for Jules. No more borrowed time. Aphotic Shield up in 3. He has his Mist Coil denied. Can't get it off, though, and Black will find himself a double kill. What a fight. What a bloodbath. Jeez. That had everything.
God, Miracle barely getting out of that one, too. He almost got dueled up. I guess then it just gets shoved over to his Ember Spirit instead, but that is a gold advantage for the Dire.
It's not much, but they did get the kill on the Naga and Jabs the Shadow Fiend. But they still lost 4 heroes in the process, though. The only person that survived was Miracle. That's tough, man. That is
They kill Ice, but then he respawns and he's right back top, just doing it again.
Like, how many times do they have to kill this guy before they can start making some moves across the map? They don't get anything. That tier 1 tower bottom is still alive. They barely have taken any damage in that regard. I mean, Ninja Boogie has picked up his Blink finally, which is going to certainly help them a lot more. Set up kills, find some ways to get initiations going. They have 2 Blink
Potato
initiators.
too. He looks pretty good. He's got his Blink Dagger. He's
Yep.
got his bots.
Lincoln Sphere is the next item for him, apparently.
Yeah,
Which
that's a good choice.
makes sense considering all the lockdown that's available for them.
You can go Lincoln's and then probably Maelstrom Mjolnir and have a pretty good game, I would say. I like the fact that we have a medallion done here for XY, so he'll be going into a Solar Crest. Get this game up against the Weaver, and as well as to help them with Roche, just as they have all this pressure on the map, but they can't do much. Stun will hit
the
but
Impale.
yeah.
They're really close to that tier 2 tower, and with the tier 1 still up, they aren't committing to anything too crazy.
Is that a halberd? Is that a dead item I see? That's a dead item on Black. He's looking at it, dude. He's like, I gotta pop that Lincoln's. It's the only time we see this item. This item is so bad. It's literally only bought by Legion Commander to pop Lincoln Sphere. I kid you not. That's the only time this item gets bought in pro games.
I miss the days of Halberd. It wasn't really picked up that often to begin with.
Like, it's awful.
It wasn't really picked up that often to begin with, and now even less so apparently.
This is actually the only time I see this item.
Why is it that bad? Are there just better items for?
Yeah, I feel like it's just it's at a bad cost point. If it was a little bit cheaper, it'd probably be OP. But there's just so many other items around that gold that's
Sange
like,
and a
why don't I just buy an
talisman.
Abyssal? You know?
Yeah, right. That's
Why am I gonna buy a halberd when I can just stun you and be even tankier?
Yeah, you rarely saw this to begin with, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm never a fan of Halberd. They need to change that item vastly to make it.
I like it. It's so cool though. It's like,
Is it?
I feel like I don't know. I just like this item. I feel like I want it in my games where I'm just like, oh, this item's like, look how much I'm gonna do against this guy, but there's just better items. It's
You're
the
just
problem.
like, I don't think I need this.
But this game, it's perfect. Definitely needed by Black. He needs to pop a Lincoln Sphere on a Weaver, and then I'm sure he's fully aware that Raging Potatoes Iron went up here for his Ember too.
Yeah. Not having the Perseverance Shadow or the Ultimate Orb, but he'll get there momentarily. We'll see if he actually does complete that Halberd. I mean, he's got the money for it right now, and he's heading to the secret shop. So, yeah, I think he's buying it. Yeah.
Needed.
Wow. Okay. Meanwhile, Manta very close to completion. I think he actually has the Manta style recipe in his backpack so he could buy it now.
This is one of my favorite things about backpack, by the way. I love doing this. I can just like pick up my recipe and carry it around with me.
Oh,
so
it's
I can
great.
complete its side shop.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. Just like you don't have to wait for the courier anymore. A lot of the time, you just get yourself over to where you need to buy.
And carrying smokes in your backpack as a support is just like
ward, smokes, dust, just like you TPs, blink duel, ninja boogie. You're dead. See you later. Remnant
no
in.
shields.
Requiem coming through. Black still has about half of his HP. There's the Vendetta and Pale Hunch bat. Jabs
Alright,
looking
guys,
to back
Daddy's
up.
here.
And Ice just stops the fight instantly. Jabs actually picks up his BKB as this happens. Who are they going to kill? Who are they going to focus? Freezing Field? Nope. Crystal Nova first. Jules gets off the borrowed time. Miracle gets blown away. He's done. And now next is going to be R. It looks like getting rooted up by the ensnare. Jules going to get body blocked by Ice. 4 dead for Mineski. Double kill for Ice. And they'll start pushing the tower now. And it's not looking very good for Mineski in this first game of this series.
No. And just out of control, Ice. He's so farmed right now. All Raging Potato can do is trying to cut these waves here. And they're already running back with the Shadow Blade. I will be disappointed if this game ends and we don't get to see a song into Perfect Requiem, I have to say.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that fight Jabs had thrown it a little bit too early, at least for that combo to happen.
They're getting ahead of themselves. They didn't really need it, though, to be fair.
Oh, no. He definitely threw it a totally fine time. I just want the wombo combo is all. But into Roche we go. We have our medallion. We have Presence of the Dark Lord. So, easy peasy.
Yeah, this thing is dead. Although everybody is alive now for Mineski, and they're respawning now, they can't get there to contest, nor do they want to, I'm sure. And Jabs will pick up the Aegis. And really, there's not much else they need to do to win this game.
You know, I was just playing with Lyrical.
Yeah.
You guys all know Lyrical. And Suns fan and whatnot. And Lyrical, he blinked in as Rubik and stole the Aegis. We were winning the game. From us. Like, we were roshing, and Lyrical just jumped in and took it from our own team. What a jerk. He was like, I never get the Aegis, guys. Come on. I always play support. Not going to happen this game, though. Ninja Boogie, he doesn't live that life.
Happened to me on more than one occasion in pubs. My own brother's stealing it from me on numerous occasions. Here's the Requiem. Nope, maybe not. Miracle, sentries down.
Can I just get a wombo combo here?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't really have the chain set. Oh my god, that's slow.
And that slow is a little ridiculous. Dust is good. They're throwing every bit of detection to get this kill. Time lapse. All right, I'm back here now.
God, the bootsless build is so slow.
And he's out of here. Okay. Yellow Weaver. He's tough.
Oh, black is like, who do I want?
Dead at RR. They're not going to find anybody. They all get back to the shrine. They heal up. Meanwhile, though, Ice continues to spread his tendrils across the map. Illusions. And farm pretty much everywhere. He's up to 20k net worth. Not that unusual for Naga. He's going to have his Octarine core momentarily. He has almost enough for the Mystic Staff. And, yeah, I mean, now Black's building into his Shadow Blade. Song. They want Bimbo.
I guess they
are not going to get Bimbo.
There's a shrine. It's like, it's so unlikely that it totally works out.
Space created for bottom. Time to push the tier 2.
Is that what it is?
I guess. I mean,
I like it. Seems to have worked out.
Alright, well, Silver Edge is up now for Jabs. Break. Damage reduction, pretty nice. I don't know what you do here as Mineski. You're kind of losing this game slowly. You want to be aggressive, but you've not really won any fights recently. So, now the Naga's Octarine Core should have level 3 ulti. Definitely does. Almost level 3 talent. And the push, perhaps mid, coming? Let's see. Now, where do you go from here, though? Where do you go from here as Mineski? What do? Do you cut the creep wave? Do you just
yeah, keep cutting waves. That's what they're doing, and trying to farm wherever they can. And at least up against the Naga Siren, there is just this aspect of like there's all this push and pressure coming in this top half, but there's also no other Radiant heroes, so it is surprisingly safe to farm and lots of waves pushing in. But Faceless, on the other hand, I mean, they're all grouped out down bottom. They're ready to go. Ice could be there in a moment's notice. He has his bots off cooldown. He has Octarine Core. This should be a Rax. There's almost... I can't see a way they stop this without Faceless making a pretty big mistake.
I mean, they have the Aegis too. They have all the items they need. They're all at full HP, roughly. Yeah, I think that what you do is just push out the waves as best you can. But the problem is that there's tier 1s up in every lane with the exception of bottom. So there's not much you can do. Even if you win a team fight, there's not much you can get out of this.
Miracle's going to get a courier, at least.
Yep. Yep, he kills it, which is nice, but Again, he's losing his tier 3 back at home. Jules pops the borrowed time. I think he's just getting hit up with too much radiance burn from the Naga Siren Evolutions. And this tower's definitely gone. Whether or not they lose the racks remains to be seen, but that's also a likelihood at this point. Mjolnir's been picked up for Miracle, and Jabs is just throwing bombs from downtown. The Swarm's going to come through, press the attack. RR gets off the Impale, get off the Mana Bird as well. Miracle going to work. They get off the duel, and Miracle probably done, or excuse me, RR. Miracle's just going in as much as he can. They will get at least the Aegis out of this. Black now, the song comes through. They want to try to get this. Oh, the Wombo combo wasn't there. It's a little late, but they still get the kill nonetheless in Jules. Miracle's doing the best that he can. Time lapse pops it instantly. And they actually, I think, have to back now. XY's a little low. Press the attack will come out. Miracle. Oh, no. Almost got him. They will get Ninja Boogie. And they just call GG. All right, well.
Okay. Very well played here by Faceless. That Naga Siren in the offlane. A nice little touch there. Again, very newbie-esque in some ways. Getting that 1v1 matchup for the Naga. No pressure coming in from the Dire side. They tried to get that safe lane pressure, but the response there from Faceless was pretty damn clean.
That one is about. It felt like they didn't have the answers for the Naga Siren in the mid game. They were dealing a lot with the fight's bottom and what Black was accomplishing, and Jabs coming in, and the support's doing a lot of work, and then Ice. Even if they didn't have him, I feel like if he was on either hero, this game still would have been pretty tough for Mineski to win. But just a really good draft from Faceless. It is only game 1 of a 2-game series, so Mineski can bring it back to 1 apiece. Again, this is group stages, by the way. So this is our first series of Mr. Cat. We're getting right underway, getting into it. We still have a lot more to come for you guys. I don't know, Trent, any closing thoughts before we end the game number 2?
No, very excited. I'll get us all set up here, and we'll be right back for you guys.
Admin Trent gonna put in the work.
Yeah, gotta press some buttons here.
Yeah.
You know me.
We'll see you guys shortly for game number 2 here on moonducktv. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back.